All right, let's talk about three budget pitfalls that can come up. Targets are great, yet there's money traps that can sink you, right? It can happen. That's life. That's the curveball life throws at you sometimes. And these are things that are going to happen regardless how well you plan. Budget pitfalls are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Things might break. Whatever scenario can come up with, it's going to happen. So your take home pay, example, 7,000 in revenue, 3,000 off car costs, your margin exceeds 35%. So them things can happen. Your take home pay might fluctuate, move. The insurance might go up at work or whatever, and now you get less take home pay coming in. It's things you can't control that happen at your job might happen. If you're working an hourly position, they might cut your hours. These are things that can ruin a perfect budget. You have a perfect budget set up, you have that 10% bump, and that curveball throws at you, and you swing and miss, like most people do on curveballs. So you have to be prepared for that and have that mindset that it's going to happen. I'm sure there's been curveballs thrown at you throughout things, Andy, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. And the irony is, it's sometimes it can be a new client
Yeah.
that curveballs you. When we added, I think it was in 2022, we added 12 grow racks to our system in a week because we got a distributor and it was a huge account.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, this is great. But then you don't think about the fact I've got to buy and stock 12 racks worth of trays, worth of seed, worth of soil, worth of lights, everything else that goes into that whole thing. So next thing you know, you're out like $10,000 just to start this customer. Yeah, by the time you buy all the trays and everything else, that was when I learned how to buy a pallet of trays from
Yes.
Bootstrap Farmer. I didn't even know that was a possibility until that actual moment. But then the curveball, the ultimate curveball was, well, now you just spent all that money to be able to get this client started. And then, oh, by the way, now your dehumidifier is not strong enough.
Yep.
And guess what? Now you get to go buy a brand new dehumidifier that takes a month and a half to arrive.
This sounds so familiar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's like little things like that that can kind of catch you off guard where you don't really think about it. And the next thing you know, you got an $800 or $900 dehumidifier you got to purchase. That
Want me in your business each week? Join Microgreen Business Coaching, where we do live calls weekly, daily members videos, full courses, quarterly one-on-one. If you're new and joining, we're going to do quarterly one-on-ones with you. Check out the link below. See you over there.
Yep. It's just one extra thing that you didn't think about. Yeah, you're always going to have those little things that'll throw curveballs at you.
For sure.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like seasonal dips. Like if you've not been through a whole year of business, what's your seasonal dips? People falling off, going on vacation. If you're doing a lot of home deliveries and people are going vacation for 2 weeks during July, June, August, whatever, you might have that big seasonal dip there. Wintertime, holidays, people may not want as much through the holiday season. You have that dips there. Grocery stores go through flows too if you're in grocery stores. So you have the seasonal dips. You have the monthly renewals. If you're doing home deliveries, you may not do that. Or you have annual renewals that you forgot about. And then they pop up on your bank account and you're like, oh, I forgot that was going out. And then if you're not got that 10% buffer in there, that's going to hurt you, right? So that's why you have that buffer in there. I'm sure you've had seasonal dips and surprise annual renewals come in, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, and we kind of, thankfully, we've done it long enough now where we know when that stuff's going to come. And oftentimes for us, it's the winter time because a lot of the restaurants will slow down a little bit. Grocery stores, ironically, slow down a little bit in the summertime because a lot of people are on vacation, so they're not grocery shopping locally as much. So we see that there. Like Ocean City is a perfect example. That's a tourist town. So during the wintertime, it's going to be super slow. Most of those orders will probably be canceled completely. We're expecting that to be the case. Food bank, for example, you guys are in the same boat. Food banks are very iffy because they can be fantastic, but they're also relying on government funding, and the government funding is all over the place right now. So it's really tough to figure out, like, how long are you going to get that account? How long are they going to stick around? You know, it could be for a couple months, it could be for a couple weeks, it could be for a year, it could be for multiple years, you know. So it's like those kinds of things can be a little insane when you don't really know when the actual end of it is, you know. But luckily, like, as long as you plan ahead, as long as you got kind of stuff put together and figured out. I mean, the benefit is, especially when you're paying people, and I only say this because we're in a boat where when it's slow, my guys work less, obviously. So it kind of balances itself out to a certain extent, but it also doesn't cancel out the rent payment, the electric payment,
That's the same regardless.
sewer and all. Yeah, I mean, that's it. So you still have to have enough coming in to cover all those expenses on top of the labor. But I mean, for the most part, the labor pays for itself because you're paying people a lot less than they're actually producing, obviously. So that's the goal. But so that doesn't affect us too much. But obviously, if we dip beneath a certain amount, then we have a problem, because then we can't even cover just the general business expenses
Yep.
outside of the actual labor. So that's where things can get a little hairy. But yeah, that's why you plan ahead, put that money aside that you're making during the hot time of the year. Then that way you got something left over to kind of get you through, if you need to, throughout the rest of the slower time.
Yep.
Because there definitely will be slower times for sure. And you'll have
For sure.
some chefs that'll be like, you know what? I'm getting $600 a week. Now I want to cut it all the way back to $50 a week. And then you're like, crap.
What?
Yeah. So we just had a restaurant go from 8 pounds of basil down to 4 pounds of basil last week, which doesn't sound like much, but
it's a big cut.
yeah,
It's a big cut.
it's a couple $100 per week, so it sucks. It's over $1,000 a month that we just lost in one phone call. So you never know. But then the next time you'll get another guy. Oh yeah, I need an extra 4 pounds of whatever per week, and so it all kind of balances itself out, thankfully. But
Yeah.
that's why you always have to constantly be pursuing new customers, because you never know where you're going to lose, who you're going to lose. You never know where they're going to cut back, what they're going to cut back. It's just, that's why you always have to be in pursuit of new. Because if you just hang on to the people you've got and expect that to be your business, guess what?
Yeah.
A year and a half, you're not going to have any customers.
Yeah. And we're sitting here, where'd everybody go?
Yeah, exactly.
One thing to help with seasonal dips, annual renewals, people cutting off orders that you didn't expect to, is to have at least 1 month of expenses, of business expenses, in your bank account at all times.